All right, you guys. So with Halloween upon us, we're what, like 10 days away? We're going to take a look and see what GameSpot says is the best horror games to play for 2023. So let's get into this list. Let's take a look. Let's see what all exactly they're like, that's a game to play. Now, I glanced over this list. There are some games in here I have played on stream, like Alan Wake. I will admit, Alan Wake, great game. I mean, amazing game. I'd say it's more of a thriller because there's a lot of stuff in the game where you're like, yo, what the heck is going on? There is some scary aspects because let me tell you, there are people genuinely afraid of the dark, and it's just a great game overall. On a scale of like 1 to 10, I give it like an 8.5. I recommend going and checking out the remastered. I think it was 2 months ago, they offered it for free on PlayStation Plus. It's a great game overall. Highly recommended. Alan Wake remastered. Alien Isolation, bro. I played probably 3 quarters of this game when it first came out, and I've been meaning to get back to it. And let me tell you, that game is scary. The whole premise of the game is you have to escape that ship. You're fighting androids, you're dealing with people, and you have to avoid the xenomorphs. Um, for it coming out in 2014, according to this, it says 2014 it came out, which I believe it. Um, it's still a beautiful game. It's still really amazing, and like I said, the whole, you know, being the hunted versus being hunted genuinely plays into that fear. You hear the xenomorph like walking around. It's woo. It's a great game. I love that game. So this one I've never even heard about all the great stuff happening at on each.io. There's nothing better than the game getting a new video game for the price of absolutely nothing. Blah 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 blah. It has a rich selection of horror games now available. Sure, these are humble and smaller games that are often produced by a single person, but when it comes to inventing an experimental hoarder, there's some real games in there. I've never even heard of each.io, but if GameSpot's recommending them, I guess they're reputable. Amnesia series. So, truth be told, I played the first Amnesia game like years and years and years ago. It's kind of scary, but from what I heard after the first Amnesia game, they all kind of fell off. I don't know why they're recommending the series. I don't know why they don't recommend like one game in the series. We're skipping on. All right, so the next game they recommend is DayZ. If you guys don't know, DayZ is kind of like a battle royale with zombies. I know I have quite a few of my friends that actually play DayZ that recommend it to me. I just have not checked it out. I should probably check it out this month. I'm not sure. Anyways, it's definitely a survival horror game. Like I said, I know a lot of people that have told me highly recommended. Dead Rising, whoo. Um, Dead Rising, like the first one with Frank West, highly recommended. Highly recommended because like it's all time based. It was kind of like a like arcade-ish style, I guess you could say. Time based where you got to get person to point A to point B. You got different things that trigger. The very first one was great. The second one was pretty damn good. I can't remember what there was another one in between the second and third game. The third game they did away with all the time based stuff, so you could go at your own pace. Like the third one was okay, but the first one was really good. I just remember my boy Brad. He loved Dead Rising. Next one, Dead Space. The first Dead Space game is amazing. I went back, I played because most people do know that the Dead Space that came out this year is a remake of the 2008 game. That's the year I graduated high school. I know, I'm old. And I remember playing it and it's scaring the living shit out of me. I don't know, the first time I attempted to play it, I didn't make it through. But after that, I played it again. I think in 2010, and I beat it, and it's pretty damn good game. Hunt Showdown. A couple buddies that I game with actually play this game religiously. I think they play it like 2 or 3 times a week. Um, they highly recommend it. I know when it first came out, there was like some issues with said game, but now that it's been out, people have been playing it. They've been patching it. Everything's been balanced. It's a very well balanced game, and it's a lot of fun from what my buddies keep telling me. The only thing I don't like about Hunt Showdown is the fact that I think when I was looking, there's a bunch of DLC for it, and that's the only reason why I avoided it. Um, Little Nightmares series, never heard of it, never got into it. Uh, Mundan, never heard of it. It looks kind of like what is it, Wicker Man? This kind of looks like the Wicker Man stuff with Nicolas Cage. Never heard of it. Set in the Swiss Alps and inspired by designer Michael Ziegler's own terrifying experience, holidaying in the Alps as a child. That blends of realism and supernatural elements make for a most fascinating game. And on top of that, the fear meter that has impact on how much control a player is. Outlast. Now, my boy Alan played this, and he was screaming like a little girl. He recommends you, if you're going to play any scary game on stream, he highly recommends you playing Outlast. He says it's a really good game. Phasmophobia. Listen, you're talking to one of the Dollar General Ghostbusters right here, right now. Let me tell you, I love Phasmophobia. With these new updates, it's really brought a breath of life into this game, really revamping it and making it significantly better, I'd say. Now, granted, there is a grinding aspect now to the game where, I mean, before there was, because you had to grind to get money to buy gear. Now you're grinding to get money to get levels to upgrade said gear, because there's tier 1, 2, and 3 for gears now. Like I said, Phasmophobia, it debuted in 2020. They've done great things. My biggest complaint with Phasmophobia, though, is that you promised last year that it was going to come to consoles, and you guys were like, August of 2023. Okay, I'm cool with that. We're into October of 2023. Now, granted, the studio supposedly had a fire. Okay. So they had a fire, like, I guess a week or two before it was supposed to come out for the console. And now they pushed it to October. And now October is upon us. And they're like, psych! Indefinite hiatus for it to release on consoles. Because I have a couple of my really good friends that, you know, when they announced Phasmophobia for the consoles with cross-platform play, they were excited because then they can actually enjoy and play said game with me and my buddies that play on the PC. Now with Phasmophobia indefinitely on hiatus from the console, it really like, shoop, you stole the joy. So I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm not sure what they're doing. Puppets Combo Library. Never heard of it. It says it's a VHS home video style. Modern day riffs on the past. I guess I'll have to check it out because like if it's like one of those like playthrough horror like games, like I will probably like it. Resident Evil series. Bro. So I'll admit, Resident Evil 1 when I was a kid terrified me. Resident Evil 4 as a teenager, amazing. Like it still scared me. Resident Evil 5 was more of an action. Resident Evil 6, more of an action. But Resident Evil 7 scared the living shit out of me as an adult. I'm a 30-plus-year-old man, and it scared me. And then Resident Evil 8, The Village, I played it actually just before I started streaming. And like The Village is a really fantastic game, super spooky, super creepy. Highly recommend Resident Evil games. Like I said, Resident Evil 5 is a great like action game. Resident Evil 6, I would just avoid it. It was very clunky. Singless, never heard of it. Silent Hill, highly recommend Silent Hill. Like I don't care who you are, I highly recommend Silent Hill because it kind of falls into the same line as Resident Evil for me because it's a survivor horror game. Like it's great. Highly recommended. Soma was recommended to me by one of my followers. I bought it. I have yet to play it. I have it downloaded. I'll probably play it before the end of the month. So Soma's actually on the list to actually play. And let me tell you, the deep, dark depths of the ocean are terrifying. And then followed by the tried, the true. One of my favorite go-to games or game series has to be the Supermassive. Supermassive games are amazing. They are amazing at building a world, telling a story, and scaring the living shit out of you. Like you're talking about Until Dawn, The Quarry, which are two Supermassive games, and then the Dark Picture Anthology. If you want, you guys can go back. You can view the VODs. I have a playthrough of Man of Medan, a playthrough of Little Hope, and right now I've been playing through House of Ashes. Dude, I'll tell you, Little Hope was an amazing game. And Man of Medan, fuck you, distributor caps. That's all I gotta say. I'm surprised they don't have The Quarry on here. The Quarry is a great game because it reminds me of like those cheesy, I guess you can call it like a cheesy horror 80s movie where like teenagers, summer camp, yada yada yada, sprinkle in a little, werewolves. Great game. Until Dawn, great game. And it's just like Supermassive games I highly recommend. If you are a fan of those games, quick time actions and making decisions that impact the rest of the game, recommend them. Recommend, like, these are great games. I don't know how many times like I jump playing Supermassive games. So that's our wrap up right there of GameSpot's 2023 horror games that they recommend. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!